Yeah.
Pretty rare to get to talk to a great bud and a great fisherman, and we're just looking forward to having Max for a couple hours this morning. And this is the time of year that we get to do that.
Morning, Max.
Morning.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, great to have you. So
Glad
quite a
you're-
season, huh?
Oh yeah, it was very, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is the boat tied up? You guys kind of done, or?
Yeah, we wrapped up last week pretty much. We had a few last 3 trips we had to cancel the weather, unfortunately, just bad timing on that. But our season's done. And we'll be starting maintenance in the next couple weeks.
Okay, cool. And so when are you going to start fishing again?
End of February. We have a couple 2.5-day trips, and then
Nice.
we start getting busy in April.
Style trips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just rockfish.
How awesome.
Yeah, we had good lingcod fishing last year.
Yeah.
Those, so it was fun. We saw bluefin, but the groups weren't really
They weren't
into bluefin
geared up
fishing.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So tell us about the Pacific Voyager and your deal with.
So I just bought the boat this past year, so this is my first year of ownership. I partner with Aliar from the Player Supreme and for Frank Lopresti. We're 65-foot fiberglass charter boat out of San Diego or Mission Bay, Seaforth Landing, and we primarily charters. We have a couple open parties in the spring for the most part, but mostly charter fishing. We take up to 20 people, staterooms, all that. So it's kind of like a mini long range boat.
Yeah, totally. And what are your average lengths of trips last year? I mean, it was a lot of overnights. Is it a day and a half? Is it 2 days? Like, what's the most common trip you guys are doing? 2
to 4 days for the
Okay.
most part. Occasionally we have like 2 overnights, but for the most part, 2, 3s, and 4s.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And having a boat like that's got staterooms and it's big and it's comfortable. I mean, that it's such a unique thing because you get like you said, a next level of comfort on a shorter trip.
Yeah, and we're also a zone 2 boat, so that allows us to go further.
Oh, that's a big deal.
Yeah, so most boats can only go 170 miles. We can go pretty much all the way to Cedros.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how many do you normally carry?
For the most part, like 13 to 18 people, I'd say. Like
Okay.
15, 16 guys is our average group.
That's awesome, man. And what a great boat too. And I know that, like you said, there was one year of ownership. How does it go being on the other side of things instead of working for somebody else, having that thing under your tutelage? How'd the season go?
It was really good. Obviously it's a big change. There's so many things are like, oh, did you complete this? And you're like, I didn't know that was supposed to be done. There's definitely a lot of that. But it was really good. Get to run the boat how you want it to be run, and it went a lot better than I could have honestly ever expected.
That's awesome, Max.
Well, hey, we have a caller right now. I believe it's Brian from the Independence. Good morning, Brian. Maybe not. Hello.
I think
Pick me
you're
up, Brian.
Are you on hold there?
I guess not. All right. So anyway, sorry about that. We were expecting a call. Our system here sometimes doesn't show who it is, so we have to just kind of go for it. And but Brian from the Independence is calling because they're on their way out. They're getting ready, and he wants to talk about how great the fishing is on the long range because the long range guys are getting them, huh?
It's been very good.
Yeah,
Unreal.
You ever jump on with Aliar when he's doing a long range?
I did some when I was younger. The first year on the boat,
Yeah.
I did like 4 of those long trips in 8 to 10 days.
On the Player Spring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a little taste of it, but just rocks, ridge, and coast pretty much.
But man, what's amazing to me about you is that you got this opportunity from Aliar and Captain Frank Lopresti, and you just ran with it and have done a phenomenal job taking on a boat that had a great legacy, the Pacific Voyager, and Mark and all that he did, and then here you run with it, and you're 21, is that right?
I just turned 22 in
Oh
August.
man, he's
Yeah.
getting old.
Yeah.
Old man now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
Max.
awesome. Good for you, for sure. So what was a highlight this year of the season?
In June, we actually did a lot of sea bass fishing, which was something I've never done, but we kind of found out some sea bass fishing at Clemente and all that. And that was pretty cool. Obviously, we didn't turn our fish counts in that month, but it was pretty fun fishing.
So you were truly keeping the tradition of the Pacific Voyager.
Yeah,
yeah. That was in June.
Yeah, for the most part, we had some all the way till through September.
Wow.
So we'd mix it in with trips where you go and start off do sea bass and then go do your tuna fishing.
No kidding.
Again, how fun, because you got a charter group, so you get to do what you want to do. I mean, not that you don't always, but you know what I mean. Like it's just different. You don't have to, if there's options and cool things, you don't have to follow the norm and worry about a guy being bummed because he booked this trip and he booked his one spot and he wants to go spend all the time tuna fishing. Like you get to mix in all that cool stuff because it's your trip.
Yeah, I mean these groups, they come out just to have a good time. When you book a year in advance, you don't know what kind of fishing you're gonna have, but you know you're going with 15 or 20 of your buddies, and they're we have days where we're messing around fishing triggerfish at Coronado Islands, and guys have a great time doing that. And
fun.
I love it, man. That's cool.
So it's pretty much all charter.
Yeah. I mean, I think from the first week of May till almost till Thanksgiving next year, we're pretty much sold out. So
good for you.
We have like 2 dates in November and a little bit in April and May, but
wow. Yeah. So now you were talking about doing some Colonet trips and stuff. Are those open party or are those charters?
Those are charters, but we do have like openings in March, so we'll probably put up a couple, coastal trips in March. The tribute runs like day and a half around that same time, so we don't really want to step on their toes, but we might do a couple trips.
Yeah. How fun.
That's cool, man.
Because I'm sure a lot of our listeners listening right now is, I want to try this boat out, man. This guy's hot. So that might be an opportunity.
Yeah. And sometimes groups get openings. So like I'll post it on like our Instagram and stuff. And, sometimes a group has a spot or two, and I'll try and put it up to help them fill it. So
they planned on taking 20 and then 5 guys had a drop off for whatever reason. There might be a shot to slide in on the boat.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly.
Wow. How fun. And your typical charter guys are 15.
Yeah. I'd say 15 on average. Some guys want to pay more to have less. And it seems like a lot of guys like to do that. Just more space on the boat. And, most guys are willing to pay $100 more to not be in tangles all day.
What would be less, like 10?
Yeah, we have some guys that take 10, 12, 13 guys. Wow. I mean, even 15 on our boats. Pretty spacious,
It's a big boat.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And especially with the nighttime fishing that you guys had such a good run of this year, it's it takes 15 people. It's nothing. That's cool.
Yeah.
And how was the tuna fish season as a whole for you guys? I mean, it seemed like this year gave us a little bit of everything. There was times when there was bait fishing and times when it was jig fishing. Like that was kind of the recap of the season for you guys on the boat this year.
It was really good for us. I mean, there's consistent opportunities for the most part. I mean, it wasn't easy. Like the fish were moving around a lot, and it wasn't always full speed fishing, which we're not expecting it to be, but it was consistent, especially the end of the season. It was nice to have like consistent small fish. We pretty much had, anytime we could get out to Cortez Bank, we had limits for the last couple months pretty much.
Jeez. And the volume of fish this year, pretty outstanding.
It seemed like more than last year especially that some small fish. There's a lot of small fish that showed up this year, which we like to see because that's
it's good.
More fish pushing in for the future.
Yeah.
And our early season was really good on big fish. We had a lot of we're pretty much primarily fishing 100-pound fish through July.
Wow. Was that night fishing mostly?
Yeah, it was pretty much all nighttime for us. I mean, it's so hard. Even if they want to bite during the day, it's so hard to land them.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, you hook them on 40 or 50 pound, it's still a battle. Rather than nighttime, you can throw on 40 or 50 of them real quick.
Yeah, with 130-pound test.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Is that the difference? Is that the difference maker? It's just they just don't bite the heavy line in the daytime.
Yeah, it just seems like they just don't bite in general during the day anymore. I mean, occasionally you catch a kite fish or a fly line fish, but I mean, I think before June we had like 8 fish during the day.
No kidding.
It was pretty much all at night. You spend all day figuring out where to be at night, and then you do your night fishing. But you have to get everyone to switch over. Like, all right, you got to sleep during the day and be awake all night. And that was kind of a big change for a lot of our people.
Well, you think about how that changed. I mean, we've been fishing here bluefin for years and not catching bluefin for years. And you think about whoever figured out that that's the deal with the bluefin, that nighttime, that's when you got to fish them. It's like, it changed everything, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, how fast you can bring fish in, and, to be able to catch such big fish, for your average person, or you're not trolling a Mad Mac or flying a kite or something to legitimately be able to catch a 200-pounder on a jig and do it all on your own is pretty cool.
How about the jig? I was going to say, how about the tackle things have changed? Like we've, it started with flat falls, then it's progressed into different lures and jigs and jigging rods versus rail rods. And, you've got to see all of it, and you've got to see all grades of fish. Like where do you fall on that in terms of using traditional heavy tackle, kind of new school jigging tackle, size of fish, all that kind of?
I just do the rail rod stuff. I mean, the jigging works, but what I've noticed is all these people are buying these $2,000 jigging setups, and you got to remember they're not rail rods. You can't put them to the rail.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't have a low gear ratio. So if it's for your average person, they get their butt kicked.
There's no bend in the rod. I mean,
no,
there is though.
I don't think they really get bit that much more. I mean, I'd say at least 70% of our fish are on the drop. It's like your jigging, your $2,000 jigging setup isn't making it drop any better. So personally, I think a rail rod just obviously it's great for smaller fish, and anyone could wind a 60-pounder in on a jigging setup. And for the right person, they are powerful. They're great. Yeah, they're awesome. But
I know what you're saying. You're not knocking it, but for most people, buy a rod that the rod's going to do a lot of work for you. Buy a reel that the reel's going to do a lot of the work for you.
Yeah, because there's days we're fishing anything from 8-pound fish to 200, 250 pounders. You know, you get 200-pound fish. Not a bad idea to drop the rail rod instead of your jigging setup. Yeah,
the rail is your friend in that case. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you were saying they don't. I mean, you land a lot of fish fast at night. Do you think that they fight less at night, or it's just the tackle?
It's probably both. I mean, we're catching with knife jigs that have 7-8 hooks. You're not fishing a number 2 Mutu circle hook in the corner, and
you're hurting them.
You got 200-pound leader or whatever. Like you
not coming off.
Yeah, you're not gonna pull the hook. You're not gonna break them off. You can really pull on them. For the most part, it shouldn't take more than 20 minutes on a fish. Even maybe a 200-pounder. It might be a 45-minute battle, but you're not fishing them. You're not fighting them for hours and hours. And our big thing too is like if you get stuck on a fish for 2 hours. If it's a 2-hour bite window, that one fish just wasted the 15 other people's time, and if you get them in quick, you can get on a stop for 100, who knows, but
sure.
You got to get them in quick.
And is that night fishing pretty much always kind of run and gun? It's like find a school, catch a few, move it on.
It really depends on the night. Some nights you got to find the one school and you get stopped. You're going to have a big long drift for a couple hours and you catch all you want, or slow plunk or whatever, but it depends. A lot of times it's run and gun all night where if you're catching 2 to 5 fish a night, you do 10 stops, you had yourself a good night.
Big ones.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right? Now this fish that you caught toward the end of the season, the smaller grade fish, was that daytime and nighttime fish?
It was pretty much all daytime. Yeah, like Cortez Bank, there's not really fishing schools, we're fishing spots or scattered fish.
You're anchored.
It's mostly anchor fishing. We had some drift fishing, but for the most part, it was all anchor fishing. It kind of just builds on you. But we did have like a month ago where we were sitting on the anchor catching them at night for like a week there.
Wow.
Where it was good night fishing before the sun came up.
Yeah.
Fishing Colt snipers and stuff.
Yeah. What's it like anchoring on the Cortez or the Tanner Bank? Is it kind of freaky because it could you could snag your gear, or what's
No, it's pretty cool, honestly. I mean, we're a lot of what we're fishing was like in 60 fathoms, so like 360 feet of water. We're fishing deep water and you're off the edge of the bank, but it's cool to see like a wave breaking in the middle of the ocean, by the high spot there.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That bank's really special. I mean, we pretty much for the last couple months we've had consistent opportunities on yellowtail, and obviously there's awesome rock fishing there, huge reds and sheephead and all that. So you get done on your bluefin, there's more stuff to do. You don't have to make a 60-mile move to some island or something. You could go drive 3 miles, go catch your yellowtail, drive another few miles, go catch your rockfish.
Was it more on the Cortez versus the Tanner this year?
Yeah, it was pretty much all Cortez.
All Cortez back.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Because last year it was like kind of Tanner, right?
Yeah. It
just moves around
year by year. Like this last couple months, the water in Tanner's just been like 4 degrees colder and green, and and
it's not. How far away is it?
It's the close end of Cortez is 90 miles. The far end's like 105.
And then how far between the Tanner and the Cortez?
Like 20 miles.
And that's it. And the conditions be that much different.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Pretty amazing. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for you today. A lot to talk about with Captain Max Neue from the Pacific Voyage Out, or C4 Sport Fishing.
Yeah, no doubt. A great dude and a lot of fun and some great fishing to talk about. And we're just going to have a lot of fun with you. If you want to join us this morning on The Fan, give us a call at 833-288-0973. One more time, 833-288-0973 is how you reach us here on Let's Talk Hookup. Or you can send us a text. The text the show, already kicking off a bunch of great questions here for Max. Going to be a lot of fun doing that. If you want to text in your question to the show, the only way to do that is through the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's a free download. It's easy to find. It's the easiest way to listen to Let's Talk Hookup, and you can catch all the archive shows. If you missed yesterday's show with Captain Taro or the week previous with Captain Brian Kiyohara and the boys from CalStar, John and Chris. Some really great shows here on Let's Talk Hookup. You can catch all of those posted on the Let's Talk Hookup app. And it's your only way to text in your question to Max today. When you do send a text, make sure you include your contact info. Just a name and a phone number along with your question is all we need, because if you win the big prize, we want to make sure to get it to you. Boy, speaking of big prize, you can see Pete grabbing right there. We've got a brand new pair of Costa sunglasses for one lucky caller or texter. And the way that's decided is at the end of the show, Max will flip a coin, and that'll decide whether it's coming from the caller or the texter side. And you're going to win a brand new pair of Tuna Alley Pros, a really, really nice pair of glasses. It's a square frame with a wrap to it, but it's not like a super aggressive wrap. It's just a really good looking pair of
Fits
Costas.
a lot of faces.
Yeah, it's one of our most
Mine,
popular
yeah.
that we sell in the tackle
Super
store for
popular.
sure. These ones are a copper silver mirror, so you get that great, a copper lens is really nice. It still darkens things up on a bright day, but it provides color contrast, makes things pop really good. Your eyes will relax in them. It's a really nice pair. These obviously have that great 580 glass. So yeah, a really, really nice pair. In addition to those Costas, you're also going to get a brand new 2026 Bill Varney CCA calendar, which is available now, all the landings, all the tackle stores. And I know you can get it
Time
on
to
Bill's
get your
website
calendar,
as well.
because tomorrow is December
Yeah,
1st.
it's crazy.
Hard to
man.
believe, right?
Crazy.
Last day of November today.
Pretty wild.
Hey, one thing I want to mention is we're talking about fishing and stuff like that. Next weekend is a really special weekend on Let's Talk Hookup. Every weekend's a special weekend on Let's Talk Hookup, but our first week in December. Next Saturday is an amazing group. We have Tom Green, Carl Sabonis, and Adrian, the fish spotters,
That's
on
cool.
the show.
All three of
them are going to come in. These are the guys that go out. Of course, Tom's retired now, but Carl, of course, is all those amazing pictures you see of those bluefin skulls and stuff like that.
That's
He
so
spots
cool.
and puts people on. And Adrian, of course, partner in Sagel Sport Fishing,
Right.
and he also fish spots for the commercial guys down below and stuff like that. So that's going to be an amazing show. And then next Sunday, Captain Frank Lopresti,
There you
the
go.
big guy, will be here. So that's next Saturday and Sunday. You don't want to miss it on Let's Talk Hookup. And like Rick said, like I was in the Detroit airport yesterday, just before the snowstorm hit, and I was listening on the Let's Talk Hookup app loud and clear. And you can listen on that Let's Talk Hookup app anywhere. And
Yeah.
you guys did a great job on the show, you and Corey and Taro, fantastic. And then when Carl joined in, that was really fantastic. Yeah, that was really cool.
He was pumped, and I know we're going to hear more about it later in the show, but just the fall fishing that those guys are having right now is just unbelievable. And I know everybody's licking their chops. Thanksgiving is always a fun time around the landings because every boat in the fleet comes in for that. And this was just an extra special one because the fishing that they're having right now is so good. Like every guy who drives a boat was like chomping to get back down there because it's a couple days coming home. It's a day or two for the holiday. It's a day or two before they get back again. And like it's good. Like it's not a little bit good. It's real good down there.
Yeah.
So. And, it's so fun having Carl in here. Like, everything is at play in the lower zone. There's good wahoo fishing to be had. There's good ridge fishing to be had. There's small tuna. There's big tuna on the lower end. It's cool. Yeah, those guys are going to have a really good time.
Yeah. And Taro was great, too, because talking about all the kind of new things that he's doing with the Liberty and stuff like that. So it's fun. Thank you, guys. Thanks to you and Corey
we had a good time.
covering for me while I was back doing the family duty back there.
That's right.
The Midwest. Just glad to be home.
We couldn't help but joke too. Like it seems like the last few years, Pete goes back, back east, and it's just cold and snowstorm, and it was board short and t-shirt weather yesterday. Man. It was pretty nice.
I saw it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, as you can hear, we got a great show. Again, if you want to join us, you got a question for Max, you want to talk some Pacific Voyager, give us a call at 833-288-0973. Or again, send us that text on the Let's Talk Hookup app. And when we come back, we're going to be taking those phone calls, reading those texts. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Everything about Katmai Lodge is first rate, and it should be on the bucket list of everyone who enjoys fishing. This is Brandon Bono. My visit to Katmai Lodge is an experience I will never forget. Constructed on the banks of the Alagnak River in Katmai National Park, the lodge is a fishing dream come true. The experience is incomparable. Whether bait casting, spin, or fly fishing, you'll find king, sockeye, chum, coho, and pink salmon, plus trout, grayling, char, and dolly varden. Their guides are amazing. Days are exciting and fun with hot lunches and snacks served on the river. The brown bears, bald eagles, beaver, otters, and other wildlife you see is amazing. The lodge staff is great. There's complimentary wine, beer, and appetizers before a fantastic dinner every evening. Take it from me, a trip to Katmai Lodge should be on your list. For information, visit katmai.com or call 1-800-330-0326. Once again, that's Katmai Lodge, KATMAI.com.
Fillet knives shouldn't be disposable. Introducing AFTCO fillet knives that are built to last. Designed in collaboration with Boker, Germany, AFTCO knives feature 4116 German stainless steel, bonded with titanium nitride to ensure optimum corrosion resistance and exceptional edge retention. A non-slip TPR handle maintains a firm grip when processing game fish. Fillet knives from AFTCO. Any fish, any water.
The Ford Black Friday Sell-a-thon is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers. This sell-a-thon, for 4 days only, get the best offers of the season on an incredible selection of Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs. Plus, get an extra $1,000 on your trade-in. It's your chance to save, whether it's America's best-selling F-Series trucks, the capable Bronco family of SUVs, or the all-electric favorites like the Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning. Visit your local dealership to find the perfect Ford for you this season during the Black Friday Sell-a-thon. Residency restrictions and exclusions apply. These Black Friday Sell-a-thon savings are only here until December 1st. So rush into your local San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. Spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning, talking fishing, talking Pacific Voyager. Again, if you want to get through, 833-288-0973 is how you do it.
Yeah, for sure. Phones are packing up. Look at that. We have Captain Frank Lopresti from waiting to talk to Max. Good morning, Frank. Great to talk to you.
Hey, Frank.
Well, all I can tell you is the Royal Polaris, the Polaris Supreme are arriving on the ridge today. I'm sure they're going to start looking for tuna, and then they're going to probably venture outside to try and find wahoo. But my main reason for calling is Shogun is leaving on Wednesday. They only have 14 people. There's 11 openings. And then on the 7th, we have a 10-day trip with 5 openings. So if anybody's interested in making a trip, we would love to have them aboard, okay?
Frank, the trip on Wednesday on the Shogun is how long?
It's a 4-day. It'll be fishing bluefin and yellowfin down around Ranger Bend.
Yeah.
Man, what
Good
an
timing.
opportunity. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, especially with how good that fishing has been for all those guys. A great one. And yeah, man, like you say, strike while the iron's hot. There's been some excellent fishing down there.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
All right. Very good talking to you guys. You guys have a nice morning.
Thanks,
I
Frank.
thought you were going to say good things about Max, Frank.
Oh, well, I didn't realize he was on the show here. I'm kind of busy right now, but hello, Max, and good things to say about him. Everybody loves Max, okay?
All right, Roger, Frank. All right, get back to your biz there. And
All right. Talk to you guys
thanks
later.
for that.
Take
So
care.
Shogun, 2 trips on the show.
How cool.
How amazing is that there's 10 spots left on a 4-day trip leaving Wednesday on the
Right.
Shogun?
Especially with
That
how
just doesn't happen.
especially with how good that Ranger Bank fishing is. And that's the length of trip that really takes to do that right. You know, that's a ways down. And there was several boats, Aliar and, guys that had really good scores doing it on a 3-day trip, but it just doesn't give you the time to do it proper. And a 4-day sure does. That's going to be some good living.
No doubt about it. All right, well, let's jump into the phones. You want to get through? Jeff is standing by at the fan, 833-288-0973. Have a chance to win that pair of Costa sunglasses along with the Bill Varney calendar.
Edward in University City is going to get us started off here at Let's Talk Hookup. Good morning, Edward.
Hey, hi guys. I've got a question here. Okay, when you jig in and out and you're down pretty deep, does the color really matter? And also, if I could find out maybe what lures or jigs that would work best for me. The tuna.
You know, that definitely color makes a difference to a certain point. You know, personally, I like to try and just match it to an anchovy as much as possible. You know, silvers, blues, pinks, black can be a good color. Red's good. You know, the one thing I would lean away towards is like when night fishing first started, we all did those classic flat falls, and we had these glow in the dark neon yellow lures, and we were hitting them, getting them as bright as possible with lights. Nothing down there is glow in the dark. Most of these fish that they're feeding on is anchovy and something called a lantern fish, which is like almost like a black anchovy. So they're feeding on little bait fish down there that, you know, you don't need a bright glow in the dark jig.
They have eyes that are amazing.
It's unbelievable. You know, I definitely noticed, at least this year, I don't know if we're figuring it out more, if they're a little more picky, but we've definitely been fishing smaller jigs, you know, like 250 gram jigs. Personally, in terms of brand, SK jig is a great, it's $25 for a lure. Their stock hooks are good. You know, that's a good, like, cheap version. That's mostly what I fish, is just a blue and silver SK jig. Obviously your tungstens are really, really good. You know, like a 250 gram jig para tungsten, they're great, but you know, they are expensive for some guys.
Sure.
Not necessary.
Yeah, not necessary, but it is a good tool to have in your box. West Coast HDs, those are another good one. But anything smaller
profile.
A 250 gram jig that looks like an anchovy, pretty much.
And how about hooks? Treble hook, assist hooks, top, bottom. What's the max preferred rig?
I definitely would recommend rope hooks. You know, I've seen rigs where guys do a 10-aught J hook welded to their bottom hook, and we've noticed we pull the hook on 80% of fish on that because there's no give to that. You know, the rope can twist around and all that, and when you're burning a jig, your lure's helicoptering so fast that it's just the moment they grab a hook that's welded to that jig, it's not hooking them properly. Treble hooks, you know, some guys do it. I think they're okay on like smaller Colt snipers and all that. What I've noticed is those Eddie bombs are 16-ounce weights, and guys have a treble hook straight to them. We end up pulling the hook a lot on that. You know, if guys aren't pulling on them hard enough, the moment you let it go slack, you have a 16-ounce weight directly attached to your hook. It's gonna drop any second you let it go slack. So a lot of people have troubles on them, but I really do push for rope hooks just because it has that twist in it. You know, even if the jig drops, you know, it's not going to be twisting that hook out.
Cool. And bluefin shake their heads and just love to shake hookers out.
Oh yeah, they're very good at it. Very, very good at it.
Definitely. All right. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. That does free up 833-288-0973. Have a good text.
I thought so, and it was in regards to what Max was talking about earlier with the charter. He said, "Man, this is so great to hear, Max. What a great addition to the Seaforth fleet. I'd really love to try the boat, but I'm not a charter group guy. I'm wondering if there's any way to get on a waiting list for openings, and I also want to compliment the social media from Pacific Voyager."
You know, so for the most part, I don't really have a wait list. Maybe I'll try and set up something like that for this year. If you'd like, you can contact me. My phone number is 949-241-6106. Once again, that's 949-241-6106. Or you can just message me on the like our Instagram. But I try and post it I'll put up on the story on Instagram and all that, and I got to figure out how to set up a Facebook. I'm not very techie.
But you do. But you do. I mean, it deserves compliment. That's not an easy thing to take time out of your day when you're worried about passengers and fish and everything else. And you do a fantastic job just about daily of this is what we're doing and this is what we're catching. And it's more to the benefit of, you know, whatever you call it, the angling community, because you're done. You're like, this is a perfect example. Like, Max doesn't really need to be on here today to promote. You're already sold out for next year, but it's part of the deal, and it's part of the fun, and it's part of everything that you guys do. And you do a really good job on your social media of explaining to guys what's happening and what you're doing and where you're catching them. And, you know, that's still all time out of the day, you know, for doing it. And you guys do a great job.
And what's your handle on Instagram?
It's just Pacific Voyager Sport Fishing.
Pacific Voyager.
Yeah, simple.
Yeah,
easy to find.
But again, if somebody wants to call, what's your phone number again? And just say, hey, give me your number, and if something pops up, I'll call you.
Yeah. 949-241-6106. You guys are welcome to text or call me anytime.
Text or call you.
But like you said, though, when you do have openings, the conventional method would be you put that out on your Instagram. That's kind of the move. When
I'll put it out there. We don't have a huge following. I think we
Yeah.
have like 3,000 people or something on it first year. But yeah, it seems like it helps with the charter group. So
Totally.
a lot of groups, that someone drops out last minute, they have a family thing or they don't feel like going fishing anymore because the weather looks bad or whatever,
Yeah.
But we, anytime someone drops out, we put it up on the social media.
how
for 'em.
often is that the guaranteed of an epic trip?
Oh,
Two guys drop off when you know it's going to be good, and two guys drop off because there's a hurricane that's 400 miles south of Cabo San Lucas that's going to be no effect of you, but they're like, I'm out. Like nothing guarantees an epic trip better than that.
every time. Yeah.
I'll always hear the guys in the office at the tackle store like, sir, I'm telling you that is not going to affect your weather's going to be beautiful. There's a storm that's 1,200 miles away from here. You're fine. And like, no, I still want to drop off. Like nothing guarantees an epic trip like that. That's it. It's going to be good.
For sure. All right. Cool. Well, hey, I have a great text here. It's from Rob in Seal Beach. And Rob wants to know, says, I know what is Captain Max's biggest fish this year?
We didn't get any monster bluefin. I'd say our biggest bluefin is 220 this year. Our biggest fish personally caught was actually a 360-pound swordfish yesterday.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. You pulled on that bad boy, huh?
I didn't pull on it, but I was on the boat.
You were on the boat with the guys.
Four guys. That was the biggest fish I've seen caught this year. We had 3 swordfish yesterday.
That's a good day.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That's a good season.
That's a good season.
That's a good. Let's be real. That's a good lifetime.
That's a good lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah, we had one the day before as well, so it was good.
It's good fishing.
4 fish in 2 days.
Only 2 times I've gone fishing in the last 2 years for those things. So
wow.
I should quit while I'm ahead.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it's good.
Yeah.
That's so rad.
That's good. That's great. Well, hey, let's jump back on the phone.
You got it, man. How about this time we talk to Chuck? And Chuck's calling us from Dana Point this morning. Good morning, Chuck. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Sounds like you did, man, out there. Crazy. That's an accomplishment, catching that, man. But, from the first overnight trip on the Fury, what were you, like 13, to what you've done now, it's so proud to just see how humble you are.
I appreciate it.
It's just great. And
yeah, you're another
favorite?
Dana Wharf sport fishing protege, right?
Yeah. I started on the Clemente, same as Aliar, Landfill, all those guys.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Down there with the Acolyte, all those guys.
Hanging out with
What's your
Chuck.
favorite trip?
Favorite
What's your favorite trip?
like trip length?
Yeah.
Probably like
What's
a
the
3-day.
funnest, 4 or 5. Yeah, 3 days.
I like 3-day.
Yeah.
You got the range to go somewhere far if you have to. Obviously, your limit's big, and you have more options to do like variety fishing. You're not just stuck for bluefin for 3 days. If you wanted, you could go do bluefin one day, yellowtail another day, finish up with rockfish or something like that.
Other question: what's your favorite outfit you use all the time? What do you grab?
I really like those old school fathoms. Whether it's a daytime fishing, I'm doing like a Fathom 25 narrow, or I like the Fathom 40s at night. That's definitely my go-to. Fathom 40s kind of pushing on like 200-pound fish, but it's just a very durable reel, and they're not $600.
And they're super easy to use, So
Oh yeah, they're
cool.
simple.
All right, man. Congratulations.
Thanks,
and
Jeff.
Merry Christmas.
All right.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. Like December 1st tomorrow. Crazy.
That's pretty wild. I had another great text here. I just changed the screen. It says, good morning, boys. What a fun show already. I've never got a chance to fish the Pacific Voyager, but that boat looks so slick on the water. I'm curious about what the bunk setup is like. And also had a question about fishing spots like Cortez and Tanner. Does your rod bundle change with all of the other type of fishing that you might do on a trip like that? Could you go over what an appropriate quiver would be on a 2 to 3 day trip that's fishing Cortez? And then also talk a little bit about the boat.
So in terms of staterooms, we have 6 4-man staterooms. So 5 go to the passengers. So we can sleep 20 passengers. That's why a lot of guys do like 15 people for the most part, because you get an open bunk in each room.
Spot to throw all your gear.
Yeah, the forward room, you don't need. There's a lot of space up there, so you don't need an open bunk. But we have 4 bow bunks that are all double wide, so it's kind of a balance. If the weather's nice, you take those. If the weather's not nice, you might not want to be right on the bow. But they're 4 people per room, air conditioning, all that. It's pretty nice. It's not 2-man or anything like that, but it's pretty cool to not be packed into with 30 people in a little room.
And how many staterooms are there?
There's 6 total. One for crew, 5 for passengers.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what's your total capacity if like a charter group wants to take more than
20 is the most we
20
do.
is the max.
Yeah, just because of the amount of bunks we cut the bunks down to 20. That way you can do staterooms and all that.
Do you ever have 20?
Occasionally, for 2 days. 20 is fine for 2 days.
Oh.
That's the thing. We're talking about 20 guys. It's a 65-foot boat. I mean, that's the thing. Like at max capacity, there's still a bunch of room.
Oh yeah,
because I'm sure in previous configurations that boat held a considerable amount more people.
Oh
you
yeah,
just built it for the premium experience.
Yeah, definitely. Our specialty is ultra limited load. But for the most part, we do like 15 people. It seems like, especially for like the 3-4 day trips, having less people, you just have so much space. Everyone can sit in the galley. I think we sit about 15 people in the galley.
Wow. And what's your food like?
It's standard stuff, pretty much. Nothing like crazy fancy. We have a breakfast, a lunch, a midday snack, and then we try and do some kind of nice dinner, whether it's tri-tip or something like that. But
and is that food included in the charter price?
No, it's usually additional. We usually do it per person because we have so many limited load groups. It kind of gives them an incentive. Like if you want to take 12 people, it's a little bit cheaper. In theory, it's not. You're not paying. Someone's not paying for meals for 2 people.
Yeah, and then each individual covers their own food.
Yeah.
So it's like a galley tab thing.
It depends. Some charter masters like to just collect it all. That way they have a set price. Because they can calculate.
Like
it
here's
or
the food package.
Yeah.
So you can buy a food package.
Yeah.
I see. All right, cool.
That's it. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We're going to be checking in with catch reports, find out what's biting up and down the beach, and a whole lot more with Max. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan. One rod has set the standard for serious saltwater anglers worldwide, and that's CalStar. From the rugged dependability of the West Coast Series, the lightweight strength of the Graphiter, or the performance of the GG Series, all CalStar rods are handmade right here in Southern California of the finest materials and craftsmanship. Check out the new CalStar models now available, as well as upgrades to the classic rods that you know and love. If you want your tackle to be state-of-the-art tools to get the job done right, it's CalStar at Fine Tackle Dealers.
Hi, this is Captain Ray Lopez, owner-operator of the American Angler. I've spent more than half my life aboard the American Angler along with my partners Brian and Lori, developing a team that's as good as it gets. I've been fortunate to spend time on the ocean with so many fine people that I look forward to fishing with. We can't thank you enough for being part of the American Angler family, and if you haven't joined us, we love the opportunity to meet you. Text or call Lori at 619-223-5414 or check AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com.
It may be winter in Southern California, but those of us who live here know it's a great time of year to go fishing, and certainly not time to put your gear away. This is Ben, and you will see me at my dad's shop, Dana Landing in Mission Bay, the one-stop shop for a great day on the water. Food, bait, tackle, beverages, and more. This is the ideal time for bay bass fishing, and I get the inside scoop from Johnny. Heck, he will even rent you one of our killer blue skiffs. This is also a good time to go work on your reels, and Doug is the man for that job. If big largemouth bass are your bag, nothing beats East County Bait and Tackle. They have all the right stuff and live bait for a perfect day on the lake. Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle is super cool too, for both freshwater and saltwater tackle. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview and Lakeside. Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle is on Broadway in Lemon Grove, and Dana Landing is next to the Dana Launch Ramp in Mission Bay. Check DanaLanding.com for more details.
The reels that Southern California anglers have been waiting for are here. Shimano is proud to introduce the all-new Talica 40A and 50A reels. The Talica series is Shimano's flagship 2-speed lever drag reel. It sits at the very pinnacle of the offshore world. Shimano has increased the fishability of the larger Talica models by reducing rotational resistance at high drag and improving durability in critical positions within the reel. The all-new Talica 40A and 50A now boast Infinity Drive, which employs 2 drag washers housed on the side of the reel, allowing for an ultra-smooth, powerful drag system, while at the same time increasing winding power under a load by as much as 40%. The new Talica is built around a more compact, cold-forged machine aluminum one-piece frame. Plus, there's also a new higher high gear, built with a Southern California angler in mind. The new Talica 40 and 50A are available now at your local Shimano dealer.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. Talking fishing. Already been a very busy morning, as you can imagine. Phones are packed up. Everybody wants to talk to Max and send in a text. Also have a shot at winning those Costa glasses. If you want to get through, it's 833-288-0973. With that said, we're going to find out what's going on the water. It is time for a Catch Report today, sponsored by Gamakatsu. They have an amazing lineup of fishing accessories that are now available in the lineup from Gamakatsu. It includes fillet knives, everyday carry knives, those great G boxes and bags to store your tackle, the ceramic braid scissors, and more. You can see your local dealer or check gamakatsu.com for more information. We're going to head up to Dana War Sport Fishing. We got him, Captain Brian Willie's on the line. What's up, Willie?
Hey, good morning, guys. What's happening, Max? What's up, man? How are you, bud?
Good. It's been a while since I've talked to you.
Is this one of your trainers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the early days.
I've known him since I was probably 5.
The good old days.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, check. I just sent you a cool pic, Rick. You have to check it out. This is a famous classic picture of Max and I back when he was in our kids' camp and cutting his teeth. Yeah.
Wow. That was from a kids' camp trip?
Yeah. No, I think it's just a half day.
Trip back.
Check that out. Wow.
That's a pretty serious bass. We'll have to post that up on our Instagram. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So good stuff, man. It's just good to see these kids come through the ranks and just excel at their craft. It's amazing. So good work. Keep the ball rolling, Max.
I appreciate it,
man.
That's so cool.
So for us this week, gosh, man, this weather was just a big role in our week. It was beautiful, beautiful weather.
Killing me,
guys. I know, it's so
I was
nice.
back there
like
freezing my butt off.
I mean, it's cold in the morning, but by 10:30, 11, the jackets are off, and it's nice on the water.
Oh, it sounded great. No, I was in Michigan, so it was really cold back there.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, yeah, me too. I'm glad to be home.
Thaw out for sure. So our half day guys with that good weather kind of took advantage of that. Some fly line action this week. We had a little lull in some of that this last couple of weeks, but there was some action on the surface there for the guys with the live sardine. Got some nice 5-inch sardine for our bait this week. So that fished well for some of those guys near the surface. 63 to 65 degrees was our water temps. And in some areas, again, man, you can see the bottom in 6-7 fathoms. It was just really clear, really clean. So some good action there. Guys fishing the bottom with the dropper loops did well on the sand bass, whitefish, some sheephead and stuff like that. Just, bag fillers, that type of deal for those half day guys. Our 3/4 day still really been rockfish, centered out deep on the 14. Couple good days this week. I'd say things are still a little tight out there. They're not anywhere near full potential just because there's quite a bit of squid on that bank there still. So that fish is, has its fill of that. But day to day would be a real honest call on that. Guys fishing the jigs did well too, but still nice quality on the Floridas and the Chilis. Again, nice conditions. So lighter jigs. I think guys were getting away with 250 to 300 grams on their jigs out there this week. But the local rockfish down off San Onofre has been great too. Just solid mixed bags of chilies, picacho, and then plenty of other stuff to kind of fill in the cracks there. Whitefish, lots of sculpin starting to push in here with some of that water cooling off down deep and whatnot. So just good mixed bags of that stuff for us this week across the board. Really, that was pretty much our week. Just busy with the holidays, you can imagine, but fishing still hard to tell that it's winter here. Easy for you, right, Pete, being someplace where it's cold, but really hard to call this winter by any stretch of the imagination. And it looks
we'll take it though.
The weather ahead this week looks amazing as well. So guys want to hop on a trip, give us a jingle here. You can call us 949-496-5794. Of course, you can hit us on the web at danawharf.com. And I will also just remind everyone, still having that Black Friday sale will run through the end of the day today. So 30% off on those half and 3/4 day passes. Just go to danawharf.com, go to the gift certificates link, and you can buy up to 10 at that discount until the end of the day. So it's online only. You can't go in the office and do it. You got to do it online. You can also, those of you that are our Instagram followers, you can click the link on our Instagram bio, and that'll take you directly to the purchase page there on the website. So super awesome way to save a few bucks and to get a jump on some early Christmas shopping if you wanted to go that route for your
And
family.
how long are those certificates good for, Brian?
I believe they're good until you use them. I
Wow.
don't think they're
So
going to
cool.
expire because they have
So-
that value attached
So
to them.
30% off half and 3/4 day trips, and by the end of the day today, and you can buy up to 10 of them.
Right.
Wow, that's a great deal. And you can
And they
link
just
that
send you a set
Dana
of
Wharf's-
codes.
Yeah. Oh, it has a code on it.
Yeah. So what happens is they'll send you an email with the list of codes, and then when you go to book online, you just enter the codes as like a discount code, right? When you're buying something online, enter the discount code, and boom, you're booked and you're good to go. So it's super streamlined, super simple, all via email, and it just keeps it real nice and easy.
Wow. Dana Wharf, sportfishing.com, or you can link that right through the Let's Talk Hookup website or your Instagram, whatever. That's fantastic. Captain Brian Woolley, Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. Happy holidays to you, and we will talk to you next Sunday.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the time. Keep
All right.
it going, Max.
Awesome.
Have a good one. See you guys.
See ya.
Thanks. Appreciate
See
that.
you,
very
Willie.
much. Yeah, fantastic. Some great texts coming through, some great calls. You want to get through on the calls, 833-288-0973. Jeff is standing by at the fan, and we're giving away again a pair of Costa sunglasses, the Tuna Alley Pro with the copper silver mirror lens, 580 glass lens, and that Bill Varney calendar.
You got it. Hey, well, I had a great text come through. It said, Max, I'm in the market for a new surface iron rod and reel for Christmas. Could you give me a rundown on what your favorite outfit is for fishing yellowtail at the Coronado Islands?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a rod nerd by any means, and I'm not great with all of them. Personally, obviously, like the classic Seeker Alua 100s and all that are really good rods. Like CalStar 90Js or 100Js are really good options as well. Those are the ones that I have for the most part. My rod selection is usually like someone's like, "Hey, I have a jig stick for sale. You want to buy it?" And I hold it, I shake it around a couple times, and I buy it.
There you go.
I'm not I don't have any certain brand or anything that I'm really go with. I just see a rod and feel it and buy it usually.
30 pound, 40 pound, straight Spectra, straight mono. Where do you fall on that kind of stuff?
Personally, I do straight mono. You could have a spool braid or something, but the big thing is you don't want to cast a splice going from your mono to your braid through your guides, because that usually ends in a big backlash, and everyone backlashes. It doesn't matter how good you are, you're going to backlash, and it's a lot easier to pick out mono over braid for sure. And I personally fish mono for everything. I like the stretch for fighting fish and all that.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah, great. Hey, let's go ahead and jump into the phones,
You
Rick.
got it, man. How about this time we talked to Hills, and Hills is calling us from Ventura this morning. What's up, Hills? Welcome to the show.
Good morning, you guys. I really like Seaforth Landing to fish out of. It's exciting to go to, Fisherman's Landing and H&M and Point Loma and all that, but Seaforth is just fantastic, I think. So that's pretty cool, Max. My question is, Max said he's not real techy, but he's young, so he might not know. I'm curious, what is this thing that I think I heard about it in Fish Dope. It's like sea surface height from the satellite, like that does the chlorophyll and the terrapin, deal. It's, the satellites can actually see the height, and there's a variation around in the fishing areas.
The two ones we use there's one called Terrafin, which you mentioned. That's a satellite image that you have your subscription for, and it shows you the water clarity, the chlorophyll, and it shows you temp breaks and all that. That one is all dependent, and it has to be sunny out. So springtime, useless tool. It's always cloudy out there. I'd say most of the time it's cloudy out there for us. It could be 100 degrees and sunny here in the summer, and it's cold and cloudy.
And you're not going to get an image.
Yeah, so you don't get an image, but it's a really good tool. It's very accurate. Now what we use for the most part is called Sea View. And, what that gives us is a water picture. You can see sea surface. Mostly what we use it for is a 25 meter and a 50 meter picture. So the water, I don't know how it works. I don't understand it, but it works great. But it shows you like water temp breaks down at 25 and 50 meters. It even shows deeper. We don't really use that, but a 25 meter and a 50 meter picture is really useful, and it's cloud free. So you don't need cloud, it can be super cloudy. Yeah. It updates every day. That is one of our biggest tools for fishing out there. when fish disappear and we need to figure out where to go looking, you're not just blindly driving bank to bank.
So what are you looking for?
Some kind of temp break, whether it's a warm bubble, we've seen it where it's in springtime where the 50-meter cooler bubble was actually a warm sea surface temperature, where it's cold down below and warm up the surface. It really varies. Obviously, there's typically going to be on some kind of edge, some kind of break. And a lot of times, if you see fish in one area, you look at where it was on that break. And if they disappear, you go somewhere along that break to keep looking for them.
There you go. Hey, that's great. Thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Appreciate that, Hills. That does free up 833-288-0973. Let's continue our catch report. Surf guru himself, Gundy Gunderson's on the line. What's up, Gundy?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, Gundy?
Doing good. You probably know Max from the old days, right?
Yes. What's up?
How's it going?
Boy, it's nice to have some reports finally. You know what I mean? What a tough little stretch with the weather. But I tell you what, something that's curious is the water temperature. There's still some 64-degree water, still plenty warm. The guys, one of the lobster divers said he saw some corbina, some croakers in the surf line, so those fish are still around. Not too many catches. We're seeing more perch and then a nice jump in the halibut catch here on the backside of this weather. We'll start up at Hook Line Sinker Santa Barbara. Halibut action picked up, and as usual, those western beaches get cleaner sooner. Mariposa, Hollister, Gaviota, all kicked out halibut in there. The guys are fishing. Actually, swim baits are doing the trick. They had a 33-inch fish there. Another angler had a 28, a 26, 24 with some scattered short fish in there. So not too bad of fishing. That Galita bite picked back up again with those short sea bass coming under the lights in the morning, and that was really good. A few legal fish, mostly shorts, and then the cabezon were biting in the rocks on cut squid, or I think one angler had a 12 and a 14-inch fish on shrimp. So that's something that's starting to just come around the corner there. Just Fishing reported some good perch action on Hermosa, Manhattan Beach there. 5 to 10-inch fish, maybe a kicker over that. Big Fish reported good perch catches off Bolsa Chica there. Some halibut showing on Shoreline Drive. And then at the Bolsa Chica Inlet, there was a 35-inch fish, very nice fish taken. And then Oceanside reported the same, an uptick in halibut catches. White swim baits were the ticket. The good stretch, Carlsbad State Beach, South Oceanside, Encinitas, all through there. Like I said, the conditions are good. The water's cleaned up. And there's there's a little bit of bait around, and so guys are seeing some good conditions for this time of year. Some you don't really expect, but that's how this whole year's played out.
That sounds good. Gundy Gunderson, Surf Guru. Still time, and everything seems late this year, so keep on fishing. That's the key, right?
Hey, 64-degree water. That's the Mendoza line, When it drops below, we wind down, so he's still at the edge here.
Very good. All right, Gundy, thanks a lot for that. We'll talk to you
Have a good
next Sunday. Appreciate the report.
See you, Gundy. When we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including another full hour. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Hey, this is Captain Benny Florentino, owner-operator of Coastal Charters. Just want to announce that I'll be running the Camus 26 hybrid boat from West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa. Hybrid being a center console with bay boat features. The boat features a Michael Peters stepped hull that'll give both myself and my guests a comfortable, dry ride. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa will be carrying the 26 hybrid, 28 hybrid, and also a 34 cat. Heck, they even have some great looking bass boats. But if you have any other questions, feel free to call Nick Kelly or Kyle Mesa at West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa, and we'll see you on the water.
Take it from Captain Benny Florentino. West Coast Marine in Costa Mesa is your source for Camus boats, as well as Parker boats, Yamaha outboards, and now Mercury outboards. Sales and service, the finest you can find. Go see Nick and the guys at West Coast Marine on Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check westcoastmarine.com.
3 kayaks, 6 surfboards, 10 rods, and 1 truck bound for Baja. That's where my brother and I's most recent quest into the Baja Peninsula began, in search of waves, fish, and fun. We are able to transport all the kayaks, rods, and boards without straps due to the easy transportation of the Hobie iTrack inflatable kayaks. We brought a tandem and 2 singles, the I-9 and 11, and they were totally enough to get all 6 of the boys onto some of the best halibut and grouper fishing of their lives. Now, you might be thinking, 3 kayaks? I thought a tandem and 2 singles would only be able to fit 4 people. Well, a simple lawn chair on the back of the kayak was enough to turn the 2 single kayaks into tandems. Catching upwards of 100 fish a day in the mangroves, ranging from 15-pound grouper to tons of legal halibut, we had our fill and headed back to the States. Check out the full video of this trip on our YouTube channel, Fastlane SC, or come by our shop in Mission Bay and check out a Hobie inflatable kayak. See you soon.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWarmerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hey, it's Chris Sello. You want a difference of opinion? We'll have that for you. Join Tony Gwynn Jr. and myself weekdays from 2 to 6 on 97.3 The Fan.
An Odyssey Sports Station. This program is sponsored and produced by Let's Talk Hookup. Opinions and offers expressed during this program are not those of Odyssey or 97.3 The Fan. Sometimes they tell some pretty hefty fish stories. We don't know if they're true or not.
And now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. This portion of the show is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Here we go. Another great hour of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Here's Pete Gray, Rock Cod, Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup, right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook, YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan. Pete Gray here, along with Rock Cod, Rick Mexa, in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup here in sunny, warm Southern California. And we have a great guest, Captain Max Neue from the Pacific Voyager out of C4 Sport Fishing. And we're going to start this hour with a great report from Captain Brian of the Independence. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, now wait a minute. The boat's right behind us here. We're looking at it. You're getting ready to leave, right?
Oh, yeah, we are. We're about to leave right now.
That's cool. Wow. So you're headed down south for a trip?
Yeah, we are. We're leaving on a Rice Bowl 10 day. We're going to head down south. There's a couple guys in front of us, so kind of give us a layout what's going on, and hope this wahoo and tuna fishing continue to be better here.
I know the last trip that we saw you guys come in sure was a great one. It's been wild to see the quantity and the size of the wahoo and the great tuna fishing to go along with it. You got to be licking your chops to get back down there on it.
I am. Yeah, this wahoo fishing is pretty incredible. I can't say I've seen this quality of fish here in a long time. Usually we catch a handful of those 50, 80 pounders, 100 pounders, but there's every 5-10 fish is all 80, 100 pounds.
Oh,
that's crazy, man.
Wow. And it's still going on. And it looks like you have some beautiful weather coming ahead, huh?
We do. The forecast looks amazing on our side for sure.
Typical for this time of the year, right? You got to love it.
Usually, yeah. Can't complain.
Yeah. And with this late season, you guys, Captain Paul had told me that you guys had added an 11th day at the beginning of January, right?
We did. We have an 11-day leaving January 4th, returning at January 15th. It's a limited load. It's $5,250 with license, permits, everything included. With this fishing going on, it seems like it should be good. So, yeah, we added that 11-day.
24 people on the Independence. Can you imagine that on this giant platform? I mean, that's got to just be like you got lots of space on the rail and lots of space inside too, right?
24 people are gonna get lost on that thing.
Yeah, no kidding. And what's also amazing is that normally there's no space available on the Independence or a long way out, and there's several spots available on this because you just added the trip, right?
We just added, we had a little situation with one of our 16 days. So we just added this, and, I think we already have 14 spots already sold, and it looks like it's already pretty much a definite go. So hopefully we can continue to book a few more spots.
That's awesome.
Well, if somebody wants to go, how do we get a hold of you, and how do we book a trip on that? It leaves Sunday, January 4th, and comes back Thursday, January 15th. Limited load to 24 people on the Independence.
So good.
Correct. You can get to our website at www.independencesportfishing.com. You can book online or call Pauline at 619-226-6006.
What a great addition to the team, Paulina. So nice and so easy to deal with and fun and so well organized. And you guys have just had such great fishing. And yeah, it's just you guys got a great team there with the Independence.
Thank you. Yeah, she's amazing. She's definitely
she's awesome.
She's amazing, definitely.
Yeah. And she's a Let's Talk Hookup fan and been part of our family for Let's Talk Hookup here for a very long time. It's really great to have Paulina in the biz.
Yeah, she was telling me the story this morning.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's cool.
Well, Brian, great job. We wish you the best of luck, and let us know when maybe next week. Give us a call, and you can remind us about that trip, and let us know how this great fishing hopefully turns out for you guys on this trip that you're getting ready to take your boys out south right now.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate having me.
All right,
Thanks, Brian.
we'll watch you pull out here from the world headquarters as you pull out. Good luck on that trip.
All right, thank you guys.
See you, buddy.
Thanks. That's fantastic. Wow. Good stuff there. Yeah. Okay. Phones are packing up. We should mention that we're giving away a pair of Costa sunglasses. The Tuna Alley Pro with copper silver mirror lens and the 580 glass and the Bill Varney calendar. So one lucky caller. Yeah. 833-288-0973. Jeff standing by at the fan there. If you want to get through, now is your chance because there's only one line open.
That's it. And if you're not the lucky recipient, you can get your 2026 Bill Varney CCA calendar. You can get it at your local tackle shop. He's got it at surffishtackle.com. Lots of places to get that killer new calendar. Phones are packed. We're going to next up talk to John. John's calling us from Escondido this morning. Good morning, John. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I got, I'm watching you on TV on YouTube and listening to you on my in my Bluetooth on my phone. So I get the best of both worlds.
All right, fantastic.
Love it.
Hey, Max. So what do you do for the winter? Do you guys do any Colonet trips and starting up in January, anything like that, or is there anything where you? So I used to fish your boat a lot back in the day. A couple of brothers owned it up out of Long Beach, and I had a group of friends, and we'd fish the second winds of every month. And so, but back then we didn't have the closures that we have now and stuff. But I was just curious if there's anything that we can do to keep fishing on your boat kind of during the off season.
So January is gonna be our month of maintenance. So we shut down for January for a little bit. Obviously December as well. We do have a couple 2.5-day charters in February this upcoming year and a couple in March, and we'll probably those will be coastal, lingcod, rockfish, yellowtail trips, and then we'll probably put up a couple open party coastal trips sometime in March because we have a couple weekends open. Seems like weekdays are just hard to book that time of year, so we'll probably have a couple trips up in March for coastal fishing.
Will you have your eyeballs up tuna fishing wise even on the February trip, or is that the type of thing where you're just going to be on the beach and you're looking at the bottom?
No, I mean that year's tradition. That time of year traditionally been bluefin within range. So, we'll definitely set those trips up on good moon phases where we have an opportunity to catch bluefin. Maybe we'll, do a rock cod during the day and then go venture for that bluefin at night, because most likely that's going to be when we're going to catch them.
There again, the advantage of doing the 2-day trips like you do is it gives you the time to get to do those things. You don't have to just worry about catching your rockfish here and then burning back home. You can snoop around for condition. You can catch your fish in the morning and have the whole afternoon to go exploring. Like, what a perfect length trip to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. A 3-day trip would give you 2 full days of rock fishing and a full 24 hours to find the bluefin and be able to fish them. So,
and a boat that's as comfortable as Pacific Voyagers on the passenger side of things. Like, if you've got the extra time and it's cruising, you can go into your stateroom and close the door. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, there's lots of time, lots of room. Like, that's a perfect way to spend the call it off season while there's still lots of fishing to be had.
Absolutely.
And like you said, you're unique in that for a 65-foot boat, you're a zone 2 boat, which is pretty unique in that world, right?
Yeah.
Which means you can go further south.
Yeah, we had a 2.5 in February where we, did a rock, caught a bunch of lingcod. At night we ventured off. We got below like San Quintin, which is, I think we got to like 210 miles on a 2.5 day.
Wow.
And then came all the way back up to finish our rockfish.
Yeah. Where's the limit at zone 1?
170 miles. So it's like just above the like 30 line.
30 line.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. You posted a great picture, that Brian Willie sent you. Tell us about that on our Instagram, Let's Talk Hookup Fishing. And now we have that link to our Let's Talk Hookup Facebook page too. Thanks to Wayne Cotto.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wayne.
It's on both of them.
For figuring that out. So you'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's just a cool, what more can you say? Just a cool photo from back in the day. So many, Max can speak at it much better than I. So many great fishermen, coming up from Dana War Sport Fishing. There's just a classic cool picture of Max and Captain Willie from way back in the day, half day fishing with a really nice calico.
Tell us about that day. You remember it?
Yeah, I was just a little kid, went out by myself. My parents would drop me off.
You were like 11 or something?
Somewhere between 8 and 10, probably.
8 and 10, yeah.
Yeah, my parents would drop me off and I'd go on a half day and caught a 7.5 pound calico with Brian, and I think I had like a 5-pounder after that. It was pretty awesome. I used to go pretty much like every day, because they had like a kids camp deal for like twilights. It was $19 or something. So my parents would drop me off and I'd go on a half day. I pretty much went fishing like every day in the summer.
That is pretty cool.
That's cool. It's a great shot. Check it out on our social media.
Yeah.
It's a serious bass, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So that's Let's Talk Hookup Fishing on Instagram, as well as now on our Let's Talk Hookup page on Facebook too. You check that picture out of Max. And I have a great text here from David in Costa Mesa. Good morning, guys. Max, do we really need a 100-pound setup for local nighttime bluefin, or is an 80-pound setup enough? What do you recommend as the smallest and lightest reel for a true 100-pound criteria?
80's fine. Personally, I think 80 and 100's the same thing to me. It'd be very impressive.
You're not going to break it.
If you could break 80 pound, I'd be really impressed. But the big thing is line capacity. I'd say, like a Fathom 40 or something like that is like your bare minimum. Fathom 40, Talica 25. But I'd say those like old school black and gold Fathom 40s is like the bare minimum. That's a fairly affordable reel. I think they're $300, $350, something like that. But the big thing too is having a rod that's capable of catching them. It's not something that's not going to bend all the way over where you can't gain ground on it. But 80 is plenty good.
When that fish starts approaching triple digit size, you have to have appropriate tackle. When you were back in the days of catching a 20-pound albacore, you could get the job done with whatever you had. Sure, the perfect setup was better, but when that fish starts to get above that 100-pound mark, you have to have the right stuff to get it done.
Yeah, you don't want something that can catch a 100-pounder, because realistically, there's a chance if you're fishing 100-pounders, there could be fish over 200 pounds as well. You want to plan on catching a 200-pound fish.
The other thing that's nice is Seaforth, I know, has really good big fish gear available for rental. So if the price tag of a heavy outfit is what's stopping you from going, don't let it. The gear is of very high quality at
Yeah, they have a huge set of those old Fathom 40s actually now. So they've been renting those Fathom 40s out. I think they have international 16s too. If those Penn Internationals, I think that's an option as well. So they have good rental gear. It's not an investment you have to make.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool. One thing we sure want to mention is that when we're talking about fishing those bluefin with 80-pound. When you have those jigs, you have heavy leader material tied to that.
Yeah,
right?
for the most part, unless you're fishing small fish and smaller jigs, sometimes we do downsize or line size to like a 80 or 100-pound, mono or fluoro leader. But for the most part, I'd say your minimum line is 130 or 150-pound leader.
Yeah.
Typically, guys just do your 200-pound crimped leaders, but a lot of guys do like to tie on a long leader of mono or fluoro or something like that. And I'd say like 130 is your minimum for the most part.
And I think you said it best too, like a Fathom 40 narrow or a TAC 20. I mean, a sizable reel is what you want. And the reason I say that is a 40-pound reel that has 80-pound Spectra on it is not an 80-pound setup. Like,
no, I mean, there's a lot of times we get bites as deep as 400 feet. You already have 400 feet of line out, and that thing makes another 400-foot run. A little 25 size reel, or like a Fathom 25 or you
gotta have
something
some
small.
Metallica 20 or something.
You're well beyond that. Your line's gone.
Yeah,
it's gone.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Hey, we had another great text come through. It says, Max, with this heavy gear and nighttime fishing, what's the biggest mistake you often see made with the gear? Also, what is your preference on line for the nighttime reels? You touched on that a little bit there just now. Heavy bite leaders, do you prefer them? Do you like a top shot straight to the lure? All those questions. That's from Curtis and Santee.
I would say in terms of bite leaders, it's probably a little bit better to just tie on a long top shot of mono, like a 25-foot leader or something of whatever heavy line you're going to do, 130, 150, 200-pound over the crimped bite leaders. It doesn't matter that much. I mean, we personally, as a crew, we just do crimped bite leaders just because it's easy to switch them out and tie them on and all that. It's all personal preference. I don't think it matters much. We have plenty of people who just tie their braid straight to a crimped leader, and that works fine. Probably a little bit better to have like a 25 to 50-foot mono top shot leader just to give you that stretch while fighting them. But it's all personal preference. I don't think it matters much.
All right, very good. I should mention too that our Let's Talk Hookup app, if you kind of socially not capable like me, everything is on the Let's Talk Hookup app. All you have to do is just download the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's free. It's a free download on Google or the Apple Store. And our social medias are all connected on that app. And you can access our YouTube live page, all the YouTube archives. You can access our Facebook page, our Instagram pages. Everything is right there. Just scroll down and you'll see it. You can listen live, of course, on the Let's Talk Hookup app. So if you're going, how do I find that Instagram or Facebook picture of Max? Just go to our Let's Talk Hookup app and click on it, and you'll be able to find it for sure. I have another great text here from one of your old friends here, Max, and it's Don in San Bernardino. And he says, good morning, Don from San Bernardino. Just want to say, guys, to know that Captain Max is the fishiest person I've ever met. Float tubing with him at Santa Ana River Lakes. He was my own personal fish finder. Let's get out there, Max. And although the water looks like a cup of coffee right now.
Yeah, they just closed the float tubing to Santa Ana a couple years ago, which was a bummer. But I used to go there any day possible. I'd be there Fridays and Saturdays.
Catch trout?
Yeah. It was fun. There'd only be a couple of us out there. Don was.
Oh, so they don't allow water contact anymore?
They just shut it down, but you can still rent boats and fish shore and all that.
Yeah.
So waiting for the water to clean up. Hopefully we don't get any rain for the next couple of weeks, and it can be pretty good there.
I have to tell a story about the old days with Marty Milner, who was our co-host for years here on Let's Talk Hookup, of course. And Marty was an avid fly fisherman and trout fisherman, and God, what was the guy's name? But anyway, he had a TV show. And he used to say, trout don't live in ugly places. He says, except Santa Ana River Lakes. But that's not what they said on the TV show, but that was Marty saying. Yeah.
That's funny.
But anyway, they do live there.
Oh, yeah. No, they stock some good fish. They put some 15, 20 pounders in for Thanksgiving.
That's cool.
Wow.
Pretty big fish.
That's cool.
That's like pyramid size.
Yeah.
Well, the phones are packed up. Everybody wants to talk to Max. Let's jump right back into him and talk to Chuck. He's called us from Long Beach this morning. Hi, Chuck. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, guys. Happy holidays. Hope you all had a good turkey day.
Thanks, buddy.
So I love going to Seafood Max. I'm glad you're there. My go-to boat when I get there is the Aztec, and the reason I like it too is because they have segregated bunk rooms, kind of. So when I take my son, we can kind of get together. How is your bunk room layout? Is it similar, or is it just like the open seating down the aisles?
Yeah, so no, it's the same layout as the Aztec. Greg actually worked on the Pacific Voyager for 10 years, so he made the Aztec's bunk room based off the Pacific Voyager.
Oh,
so
no
it's,
kidding.
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's the exact same layout. 4 people per room. You can have your son on either across from you in that room, or you guys do a top and bottom. But yeah, it's rows of 2. So you're not climbing up 2 bunks to get to the top. They're all low. They're
Accessible.
Very easy to get to the top ones.
Yeah.
Even you're not
If the boat rolls, you're not falling.
You're not
over
worrying
very
about
far.
dying getting up to the top bunk. Yeah.
Everything's set up comfort in mind.
Yeah, exactly. Most of our clientele is definitely on the older side, so I think we would kill somebody trying to climb up 6 feet on a bunk.
Been there, done that. Yeah, don't do that anymore.
That's funny.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. I have a great text here from Mike in San Diego. He says, "Good morning, guys. Welcome back." And thank you very much for that. Glad to be home. I had a pleasure of fishing the Pacific Voyager with Captain Max this year, and what a blast it was. The boat didn't skip a beat with the ownership change. Clean, the same fun crew, and Max is a fish magnet. With all the success he's had this year, no doubt he'll have even more charters next season. Having said that, does he foresee any open party trips next year? The boat is one of my favorites and would love to fish more on that charter. I think you answered that question before. Throw out your phone number again. Probably the best thing is just to give a text to Mike and to Captain Max and just say, hey, add me to a trip when they come up.
Yeah, I'll probably just, with how many people have been messaging me for it, I'll probably just make some kind of wait list. I'll put in a notes app or something. People want to get on a trip. I'll add them to a list. If they have specific dates they're looking for, and then we'll definitely have some open party. I'll have a couple in April, and I might save a couple for May. And if we have charters drop out last minute, I usually put up open parties as well.
Yeah,
they fill quick, so you gotta
definitely
keep an eye. But I'll anytime we do something like that, I'll have it posted on our social media.
On your mostly Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. I'll try and figure out how to link it with a
call
Facebook or
Wayne
something.
Cotto.
Yeah.
He'll figure it out for you. Wayne would be
I-
happy to choose.
I'm just going to keep saying the same thing. Max is busy driving a boat and getting people fishing and worried about fishing. I think if you're really wanting to go, just keep an eye on the Instagram. I think unrealistic to think that he's going to make a phone call to every single person that sends him a text on the
Right.
trip. If you want to go, keep an eye on the Instagram. That's where the word's going to get
What
out.
I'm saying is if somebody's not an Instagram person.
Sure. Then become an Instagram person, because I don't think it's realistic for Max to call every single person when a single spot opens on a
No,
charter.
Yeah, that's for sure. You
If you really want to go, figure it out. It's, it's
Or
not
call,
the end of the
call
world.
Marcos at Seaforth.
Yeah.
Marcos will tell you.
Well, unfortunately, the charters were not able to do anything through the landing.
through the landing.
So
Okay. It's a different deal.
Instagram is,
That's the
you
best
can even
thing
just download it just for that. But
okay,
Become familiar
It's your
with it.
best bet.
Yeah, that's how it's going to happen.
It's your best bet to find an opening, because hundreds of people will message about
We'll-
trips.
we'll
so
jump on it.
I'll try and make some kind of list, but I can't text them all.
Yeah. You got to run a boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
Had another fun text come through, and it was, hey, Max, this is a great show. Really enjoying hearing more about the bait. Can you talk a little bit about live bait fishing on the Pacific Voyager? Do you guys carry appropriate capacity for doing the extended trips? Also, could you tell me a little bit about how you prefer to fish live bait for finicky bluefin tuna?
So, we hold a lot of bait. We have 3 top tanks, 2 slammers. The slammers actually turn into full brine wells. So it's just like how long range boats
like a long
starts as
range
a
boat,
slammer. Once you use up your bait or catch enough fish, you fill one well, you turn the slammers into wells. So that's a pretty cool system. But yeah, we run 4.5 day trips. This boat used to run up to 6 days. So
wow, up to 6 day trip.
That's a long trip for that boat.
That's a
But,
long trip.
3 top tanks and 2 slammers is not common on boats that are outside of the long range.
Yeah,
That's a lot of bait.
All our wells are empty right now, and this boat's sitting very high, so not used to that. In terms of fly line fishing, I definitely, obviously, picking out a good bait's important, all the usual stuff. But in terms of hooking baits, I really like shoulder hooking a bait. Obviously, your standard nose hook and all that works, but it seems like shoulder hook forces your bait. A belly hook bait forces your bait out. A shoulder hook bait forces your bait down a lot more. It seems like you get a bait to swim straight down real fast, you get bit better. changing your bait quick is the big thing. You know, like most of our bites, these fish are close to the boat. Your bites can be within 10 to 45 seconds for the most part. You know, if the big thing is, obviously long soak works and all that, but if you have 20 people soaking your bait a mile out away from the boat, you spread the fish out a lot too. You know, you keep all your baits close to the boat, you're changing them quick. The fish are staying closer, and it's just a faster pace. You could get a bite out there, but we like to change them fast. Another way, I personally hook most of my baits this way. I call it like a bluegill hook. I don't know what to call it. I did it as a joke a couple years ago. I hook it behind the dorsal fin, like on the tail side of the dorsal fin.
Oh.
If you're ever illegally fly lining a bluegill in California, that's how you do it.
Not that you ever did that.
No,
before,
hypothetically.
but,
Allegedly, of course.
Allegedly. But yeah, I hook it that way, and it forces it pretty much perfectly straight down.
Oh, interesting.
It's weird. Sometimes conditions, one way a bait swims better. Like
sure.
Every day is different on how your bait swims.
Because
even
of currents and wind and everything else.
It's too many factors for me to figure out. But a lot of times, I'll try a shoulder hook and I fish 10 baits and it never swims once, and then I do a belly hook bait and it gets right away from the boat.
Right.
But that's another way is that bluegill hook.
The bluegill hook.
That's what I've called it for all our passengers.
Right.
So that's one way. Honestly, I probably fish it like that 90% of the time.
Yeah. All right.
That's good too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, 833-288-0973. You want to get a call in with Max? There's your shot to do it.
You got it, man. With that said, we're going to find out what's biting out there. It is time for our fishdope.com report with the Anglers Realtor, Yosef Husseini. Today, that Catch Report is sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, where you get a premier processing experience. You can check out the easier online system to book your processing for your long-range trips. With more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. More same-day capacity, the finest in customer service. You can stop by their location in Old Town on Taylor Street or check fishermansprocessing.com. Be sure you make your reservations today. And speaking of Fisherman's Processing, especially with all this fantastic long-range fishing, one thing those guys do such a good job of is if you have a bud that's on the trip or you're on the trip and you've got another buddy and you want to set up a completely separate reservation, they make it so incredibly easy.
Yep.
A customer was in the shop the other day just talking about it. He's got two friends that he's going to, likely with this crazy good tuna fishing, he knows that there's going to be a little bit extra. So rather than him having to worry about the processing bill, both of them just set it up with Mary Lee. They put their own reservations in. They have their own deposits in, and a fish just goes, off of his number. So if he's number 6, there's going to be a tuna that's 6A and a tuna that's 6B. Those guys are going to have their own dealing with it. One of them wants it shipped across the country. It's just, they make life so easy for you, especially if you're wanting to share some of the catch and you're not wanting to foot the bill. You set them up with their own storage, their own everything.
So if you have a buddy that's you can't go, you're going on a long range trip, just say, hey, man, can I put a reservation in for one of your extras?
Yeah. Hey, Carl, I need some wahoo.
Yeah.
Rick's not going to long trip this year. Send me one down. We'll get it to Mary Lee, get that thing all cut up. But
There you go.
Fisherman's Processing, they just do such a good job, make
so
life
easy.
so easy for sure. Hey, with that said, we're going to find out what's going on the water. We got Yosef on the line. What's up, Yosef?
Not too much, guys. How we doing this morning?
Excellent.
Great.
Good morning.
Great. How's fishing?
It's still moving. Up in the Channel Islands area, there is squid everywhere. We don't have a lot of reports, but there should be a sea bass or two in there. Catalina, a little slow. There is still some sea bass and yellowtail being caught on Silver Canyon. There's a squid bed there. It's been pretty slow, though. There are still fish moving. There is squid off of Huntington Beach and a ton of squid between San Onofre and the golf ball. There is some sea bass and yellowtail on those as well. San Clemente, there are no real game fish reports. They are still getting the 3Bs on the front side. Top story right now is La Jolla. La Jolla bit really good this last week. We've got some giant bonita that are pretty much everywhere, from Del Mar down to Point Loma. These are bigger fish, up to 10 pounds, real fun fishing, and there's yellows mixed in, like solid 20, 25-pound yellows. Guys did really good on them this last week in La Jolla. Bonito are showing up under jig stops. You throw feathers for them and then throw bait. It's supposedly really good fishing. Cordova Islands is a little bit slow, the Rock Pal area. What did pick up, though, is the Rosarito Flats. There was some really good fishing this last week there, 15 to 20-pound yellowtail. It was mostly yo-yo fishing in 150 to 250 feet of water, but they bit pretty good. Offshore, we still have tuna around, surprisingly, around the 371 to like the upper hidden. that whole area has some decent sized spots of bluefin still, and people are putting them on the boat when they can get out there. That's about all I got from you. A little bit of the Cortez. Got a little word of fish being around out there still. Some big yellowtail. Also offshore in the 371 Upper Hidden Bank area, there is kelp patty yellowtail, mostly down around the Hidden Bank itself. But there's still some decent fish to be caught out there, guys.
Still amazing. End of November, beginning of December tomorrow. There's some great fishing going on, and fishdope.com, of course, has all the information. $30 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code Hookup Now, lowercase, no space. Hookup Now, your $30 code. And hey, Joseph, when are you going to get some more of that nature-fed beef? Lolly and I came back from Michigan yesterday, and last thing we wanted was poultry. So we pulled a beef tenderloin out of the freezer yesterday afternoon, and oh my gosh, that beef is just so amazing, that nature-fed beef. When are you going to get more?
We just put in an order with our rancher a couple days ago. We should have it the end of December into early January for deliveries.
Yeah.
Talk about a rad Christmas gift to get somebody. You know, you want to hook somebody up in the fam. A freezer full of that is a pretty.
Yeah.
Take that over a pair of socks and a tie any day.
Yeah, buy a quarter of nature-fed beef from Joseph, and yeah. And of course, how's the real estate game?
Real estate game's going good. It's starting to move really well again. We had a lot of inventory around San Diego sitting, and it's evaporating for the most part. I have a new listing coming up over in Bonita. And I was worried because there was 3 homes in the neighborhood, and within about 3 weeks, they evaporated. And now I'm the star of the show over in that area. So,
there you go.
That's a good way to be.
Well, if somebody wants great information on their real estate, or wants to list their house or whatever, and get some of that nature-fed beef, how do we find you, Joseph?
You can get me on my cell phone, 619-277-2169. You can also get me on social media at The Angler's Realtor. You can also get a free home evaluation at SoCalHomeEval.com.
Awesome. Well, a fantastic job as always. Appreciate it very much, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Joseph. All right, that's going to wrap up our fishdope.com report. Again, sponsored by Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena. It is the place to fill up your car, your truck, or your boat with the lowest in gas and diesel prices. Also, did you know Summit is the place to get the lowest prices on snacks and ice before your trips? Over 40 snacks for just 89 cents, as well as sandwiches, salads, frozen bait too. Ice is nearly half the price of the others at only $3.99 for a 25-pound bag. And you can get 100 pounds of ice for free with a 35-gallon fill. It's Summit Gasoline. Free ice for our Let's Talk Hookup listeners, and always the lowest prices on gas and diesel at the San Diego Sports Arena. When we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, and a whole lot more with Max. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
For local or long-range fishing, we have you covered. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Being a part of the San Diego Sport Fishing Landing gives us a distinct advantage when it comes to getting you on the latest and hottest tackle for your trip. Our expert staff knows exactly what you need for your long-range or local trip, and we will not sell you something you don't need. We carry a huge inventory of the right tackle. So visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hardworking crew will make your fishing experience one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. All our open party trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
I believe there is no doubt that the finest sport fishing in the world starts right here in San Diego. This is Captain Frank Lepresti. Our fleet of long-range boats and crew are unmatched, and the Royal Polaris and Shogun are right at the top of the list. Captain Jonathan Yamati and his crew aboard the Royal Polaris are considered to be the finest long-range vessel in the world. From summer bluefin, yellowtail, and wahoo to giant yellowfin tuna, Our record is unmatched. The Shogun, under the direction of Captain Rene Monteagudo, has become one of the most popular long-range boats in the fleet. This big, wide, solid riding vessel has gained a reputation for catching fish and treating their customers to an epic vacation on the water. I am so proud of Jonathan, Rene, and the crews on both the Royal Polaris and Shogun, as they have helped me keep the reputation of the premier vessels in the long-range fleet. Come see for yourself. Book a trip on the Royal Polaris or Shogun today. Check RoyalPolarisSportFishing.com or ShogunSportFishing.com, or call Monica or Jen in the office at 619-226-8030.
The Ford Black Friday Sell-a-thon is on at your San Diego County Ford dealers. This sell-a-thon, for 4 days only, get the best offers of the season on an incredible selection of Ford's award-winning lineup of trucks and SUVs. Plus, get an extra $1,000 on your trade-in. It's your chance to save, whether it's America's best-selling F-Series trucks, the capable Bronco family of SUVs, or the all-electric favorites like the Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning. Visit your local dealership to find the perfect Ford for you this season during the Black Friday Sell-a-thon. Residency restrictions and exclusions apply. These Black Friday Sell-a-thon savings are only here until December 1st. So rush into your local San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
For your next fishing adventure, check Point Loma Sport Fishing. They offer half-day and full-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit PointLomaSportFishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627. Want to go fishing? Point Loma Sport Fishing has you covered.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here with Max, talking fishing, talking Pacific Voyager. Again, if you want to join us, it's been a very busy morning. Stoked to have Max in here. 833-288-0973 is how you do it.
Let's jump into the phones.
You got it, man. This time we're going to talk to Jim. Jim's called us from National City this morning. Hi, Jim. Welcome to the show.
Hey, welcome back, Pete. And of course, Ricky, it's always good to talk to you. Captain Max, before I get to you, I just wanted to mention, Pete, I talked to Tommy P the other day, and I guess he's going up to Katmar Lodge with you on a fishing trip, and he's all fired up about that. But
It's
wanted to mention
it's an amazing place, and I can't believe it, but there's actually a spot left on that trip next July if you want to go with Tommy P and I and Harold and the whole gang. There's actually a spot opened up on that Katmai Lodge trip in July. That's where you need to go. Max would go crazy on that. Any human that likes to fish would love that place.
That is the spot.
Yeah, for sure.
But what I wanted to say to Max was, Captain Max, owner, skipper, you're 21 years old. What the accomplishments you've established. The word around the dock is how good you and your operation at 21 years old. And the fact that Mr. LaPresti has backed you on your purchase of the boat. And, Frank only backs winners. So, Max, keep up the good work. And I hope to get on your boat someday.
I appreciate it.
Cool.
I appreciate it.
Well said,
No
Jim.
doubt. Thanks, Jim. Thanks a lot for the call.
All right, I had another fun text come through. It says, good morning, guys. I just got off an overnighter at Aventura. We fished way up to San Miguel Island, 60 miles. We had crazy quality on reds and lings to 29 pounds.
Ooh.
I've been observing more and more of the seasoned rockfish groups up here transitioning to electric reels. And I got to be honest, I'm a believer in the work smarter, not harder, like when braided lines came into the picture. I'm wondering if this is the way for the future. Max, are you starting to see guys fishing electric reels for your deep water rock rods?
Yeah, we have a lot of people, especially because a lot of our charter groups are older guys, and that's how deep you're fishing. A lot of times, your bare minimum is usually 300 feet. Sometimes you're fishing as deep as 600. A lot of guys do electric reel fishing
On the bluefin?
On the rockfish.
On the rockfish.
We do have. I've seen people do the bluefin. Like those Beastmasters are actually really good for bluefin fishing. I've seen We had a
Beastmaster's amazing power.
Yeah, like a couple years ago, I saw like a father-son duo that came out, and I had a whole backpack of the battery and all that. And they caught 5 that night. They're all 100 to 200 pounds. They caught a 200-pounder on a Beastmaster.
On a Beastmaster.
Yeah, and they got bit better than anyone because it was so fast. They're getting bit on the retrieve, and if you get the right electric reel that has a fast gear ratio, you could totally do it at night. The big thing I would say with that is you don't want to have a cord, because if you got to hand it over to a crew member, go under and over, you're all messed up. So now guys have like the batteries attached to the butt of the rod.
Yeah.
But I've seen guys with the cords and all that, and that
doesn't
does
work
not
too well.
work. That's
So get like those cylindrical batteries that actually attach.
Yeah, you can there's some that attach like into the butt of the rods, and then or you could just duct tape it onto the butt of the rod. You can just have it under, and that works. But there's definitely an option. It does work, but you got to pick out the ones that are fast enough.
There's a lot of technology that is starting
Yeah.
to come with those electric reels, whether it be because of, deep water fishing or whatever, but, and there's several options. There's reels that now have integrated, cordless batteries to them. There's, like you said, we sell a lot of batteries that are cylindrical, that stay in a neoprene sleeve, and they Velcro to the foregrip or the rear grip. And like Mac was referring to too, they're starting to be companies that are coming out with the batteries are integrated into the butt of the rod themselves. Like if you have a unibutt style of rod, it'll screw into the butt section, or the butt section basically is the battery. So it's that technology is like rapidly developing, and it's going to be more and more and more useful as it comes. And
Yeah, but you have to have a reel that has the power to land a bluefin. For example, Shimano makes 2 types, I believe, of electric reels. They make the Force Master and the Beastmaster. The Force Master is not going to do it, but the Beastmaster does it. It's got the power, it's got the drag system and such like that.
I think a Force Master might
think
still
Force
be.
Master still might do it?
You are right. There are other manufacturers that have reels that work great for flying a kite back and forth.
Yeah.
But trying to kill a bluefin is probably not. There's no doubt that you're right. I mean, the more money that you spend, Beastmaster is the way to go.
Yeah.
But I think a Force Master is still better than a lot of some of the lesser expensive.
Yeah.
Tiered
Well, it's a
down
Shimano, right?
electric reels
Yeah.
that exist out there.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's cool. I mean, like I said,
Yeah.
I'm with you, and like I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty nice when you're deep water cod fishing.
Oh.
Is it necessity? Of course not. Caught them before, we'll continue to catch them without it. But man, it's pretty slick, no doubt.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, especially with that, dedicated cod fishing in deep water. Like I'm becoming more and more of a fan of that really skinny Spectra. You can get down so good with just so little. How well that skinny Power Pro gets down, not affected by drag, not affected by current, like things that we used to fish in our skiff where you're using a couple of pounds to do. Like you can fish a tungsten jig and a reel that's got 30-pound Spectra and fish 1,000 feet of water and have no problem. It's pretty slick.
When you're fishing swords like you were yesterday, what pound test are you fishing on those?
Some guys do like 80-pound Spectra. We had 100 on one rod and 130 on the other. And then you have like a 200-pound wind on and then 200-pound bite leader.
Yeah. And manual reels?
That was all hand crank.
All hand crank.
I've done it with electric reels. It's a lot easier because you're fishing 11 pounds of lead.
Whew.
Which is
and 800, 1,000 feet deep.
Yeah. Luckily we had four guys that all run boats winding on it, so we were somewhat qualified. But it's still, I mean, you wind for a couple minutes, and you're tapped out. It's pain. It's a lot easier winding in a swordfish. Honestly, they bring the weight up for you.
How hard was it pulling on that 300-pounder?
That one was pretty messed up. It ended up jumping over our buoy line, and we had like 1,500 feet of Spectra out, so we had like 1,000 feet of Spectra wrapped up in this fish.
Oh,
so it was just a huge mess, and we ended up having to cut it. We got to respool 50 wide today.
Oh,
and it was just a huge mess. But we fought it for about an hour. By the time we got to the wind down, there's a big fray in the line, and we saw it, and we had to, as soon as we got the Spectra in, we just wrenched on as hard as we could. I was pulling on it with 2 hands and had a guy ripping on a Talic at 50, and we were just pulling as hard as we could. It was actually ended up being snagged in the side, and the line was going around its mouth.
Wow.
So if we let it flip around once, it would have came right off.
Come off. Oh,
but
yeah, it almost lassoed.
Yeah, and we had 2 small ones before that. They didn't fight at all. They're gut hooked, and I mean the sinker fights harder than the fish.
It's amazing.
What's a small one?
100 to 130 pounds.
Oh, just a little one.
Yeah.
But it is amazing what 10 pounds of sinker does to one of those things, especially when they're deep. And I think it's got to be like a combination of the two. Like it's got to be some kind of combination of those things being down so deep and having to fight that 10-pound sinker. Like it's just wild that you can take what is for sure one of the toughest fish in the entire ocean. If you hook them on, even moderate tackle on the surface when they're fired up, like they can be so difficult to catch. But you take that same thing and you put them 1,000 feet down and you attach a 10-pound sinker to them, like damn near they're just nothing by the time you get them in the boat. Like that's it, wound them in, put a gaff in it, throw it on the boat over. Like it's just wild that the toughest fish that exists can be that way.
Our style of fishing, you keep it in free spool the whole time. You get bit, you put in free spool. And you just keep it in free spool. Times you just keep it in free spool for half an hour. Fish dies, you just wind in a dead fish.
Really?
That's crazy.
Yeah, and if it's fighting too hard, you can attach another sinker to it and just keep it in free spool.
So the harder you pull, sometimes the harder they pull.
Well, when you're pulling hard, you're pulling on the sinker, and then there's no tension at all. If you're, they have soft mouths too, so you can't pull that hard.
Yeah.
But if you're pulling on it, you're not really pulling on it. You're just fighting the sinker the whole time.
Yeah.
So if you put in free spool, you're putting more pressure on the fish.
Wow.
And they oddly all go to the surface when they eat the bait. Like so that now they're the ones that are towing the sinker instead of you towing it.
Exactly. Yeah. If you try and pull on it, then they're just going to kind of swim along the sinker, and they're not going to do. Nothing's going to happen.
So how do you finally land it?
Eventually, you got to get the sinker up, and then. But usually, you get at least for I haven't done it that much.
Yeah.
You get the sinker up, you unclip it, and usually there's just a dead swordfish there to wind in. I mean, It's not like that every time. That big one yesterday, actually pulled, and it was just
jumped.
It jumped a couple times, and it was an actual fight. But the two before that were, you just kept in free spool. By the time you bring in your tip rod, we had 2 buoy rods out, so you bring in 2 rods.
You got a half hour of gear clearing.
You putt all the way over there. It's half an hour. By the time you wind in, it takes 10 minutes to wind up the 1,000 feet of 10-pound lead, and then. The fish is right there. Yeah.
Wow. That's wild. Swordfish steaks for dinner.
Wow.
That's wild.
That's pretty cool. Well, if you want to get through, still a little bit of time left. Jeff's standing by at the fan, 833-288-0973. Darren and Menifee has a nice text here. Hey, Pete and Rick, I've been on a few trips with Captain Max on the deepwater clothing charters. Max is so knowledgeable for the young new captain, and always fun trip, and we catch fish. Max, were you one or two of your mentor captains?
I'd definitely have to say Jason from the Highliner, Jason Zenner. I started working for him when I turned 15 on the Pride when I was in Seaforth, and I've worked for him until last year. He sold the Pride, he bought the Highliner. That's where I started running boats. Was on the Highliner the last 2 years. That's where I know him from the deep water trips as well. They've been fishing with us since Jason's on the Pride.
Yeah.
So,
and he's over at Seaforth now with the Highliner.
Yeah. So no, definitely Jason. I mean, he's telling me everything from being a pinhead to being able to run a boat. So
that's pretty cool.
That's way cool.
Yeah.
All right. Had another fun text come through. It says, "Good morning, guys. Great show today. Captain Max, what advice would you give a young fisher girl who wants to work on sport boats and someday captain her own? Is it a boys club only? What do we need to do?" That's from Charisse in Huntington Beach.
Well, you're gonna definitely have to deal with a lot of people that are not so great. If you go on, I don't know if you've ever worked on a boat or not, but if you haven't started a boat, I'd start with half days, 3/4 days, kind of work your way up, and then start doing your multi-day trips and all that. Definitely, you don't want to just jump straight into it. It's very tiring, and you get worn down pretty easily.
No doubt. And what a fun atmosphere that had to be coming up at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. I just know that is such a great landing with such a good, family atmosphere of people. Like it's a really good core people there.
Yeah.
It shows. We've talked about it multiple times, even today, just the amount of people that have come out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing that now have very successful careers driving boats all over the place.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, Dana Wharf is very customer friendly, it's not always, you're going out bass fishing and rock fishing. You're not going there to catch some fish of a lifetime, or, you're going out there to have a good time. So it's a lot more like crew members just going there to make sure that people have a good time. That's really important. I think that brings a lot of spark, to people.
It's a very customer first place.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's,
Yeah.
it's not just the fishing that matters, but no, I think anyone could work on a boat. And there's definitely a few women that run laps around guys on some boats around here. So
There you go.
Young guy listening right now, you obviously young guy. How do you get involved in if you, I want to be a captain, like I want to own a boat, I want to be a captain like Max.
you just start on you walk down the dock and you say, hey, I'm looking for a job. The one thing about sport fishing is there's a lot of people always going in and out of it. A lot of people, it's you're gone for long periods of time. A lot of people realize they would like to go home at night, or they want to start a family or something. They get a land job, so there's always job opportunities. There's always a demand for crew members. Obviously, in May when the boats aren't running a bunch and everyone spent all their money, there's going to be a high demand for work, and it's going to be hard to find a job. But you come June, July, you walk down the dock, there's going to be a boat that needs somebody. You go down there and say, you introduce yourself, you tell them, hey, I'm looking for a job. I've never done this before, but I'd really like to learn. There will be a boat that'll, get you trained up.
Somebody.
And yeah, if you work hard and you want to learn it, I haven't been doing it that long. I'm only 22, so if you want to learn it's plenty easy to learn. Anyone can do it. It's
One of the few old school things that still exists, that really the best way to get on a boat is to walk on the dock, like Max says, and introduce yourself. The high percentage of these boats are owned and operated by the same guy that's got his slickers on, that's helping clean the boat with the guys afterwards. And I mean, it's still the old school thing. Walk down onto the boat and introduce yourself. And if Max doesn't have a spot, he probably knows that the guy 2 boats over is looking for somebody because that guy just left. I mean, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
And you hear that story from everybody. Max and Taro yesterday, and, showed up the day of his high school graduation. And then the week before we had Captain Brian Kiyohara, and, he was working on boats and told Frank Lopresti, like, I want to drive this boat. And, months later he called him up and says, okay, you're driving this trip, it's just still one of those.
Yeah.
It's still one of those gigs where
it's a FaceTime thing.
Yeah.
No,
When I started with Jason on the Pride, I came out for an overnight on my birthday. Just came out fishing. I was pinheading in Dana Point before that, but I was like, hey, yeah, I pinhead. And he's like, well, you want to start working down here? And I started 3 days later and worked for him for over 7 years. So
wow,
that's awesome.
And when you say you're a pinhead in Dana Point, of course you grew up fishing on the boats. That's another good thing. Is go start fishing. Go with the guys.
Yeah, go out in the half day boats or whatever. Introduce
Yeah.
yourself. You say, just start scrubbing the boat. Don't even just be like, where are the deck brushes, and just help them out. It's not.
And that's kind of what you did in Dana Point.
Yeah. I would always, I've been fishing there since I was 5 or 6, so I knew everybody.
Sure.
I'd fish there, 100 days a year. But yeah, anytime once I realized I started wanting to pinhead and all that, you go down, you scrub the boat, you help them out however you can, and they notice that, and all of a sudden, they got this kid that
totally
got some cheap
working
labor.
hard.
With him.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a good advice. If you listen to this show and you're like, hey man, I want to be a captain and own a boat and stuff like that, just get on down there and do it.
Yeah, every successful career in this business starts from the bottom. Like every guy that's driving a boat in this fleet started by a scrub brush and a 5-gallon bucket with water and bleach in it. I mean, that's just how this is.
C4 sport fishing is an amazing landing, and we don't get enough of you guys over here to talk about Seaforth. Some of the guys you really look up to over at Seaforth.
I mean, all those operators that have been there for a long time. It's really amazing to see like how long they've owned these boats, the clientele they've kept, and all that.
Right.
And all those guys in their own way, do something that's really impressive. Whether it's charter boats or open party and all of that.
You can tell there's some really good core guys there too. The Jim Hughes and the Tommy Ebners and all the guys that like help everybody out with boat projects and things like that. Like you can tell that it's a close knit family. Over there.
Especially I'm so new to this still. There's so much that I don't know about boats and especially on the boat work end. There's times where I'm down the dock and I don't know what to do. I walk down the dock and you ask one of those guys, and it's amazing the knowledge they have. tell you all sorts of things that you
Like Jim Hughes.
Oh yeah,
Get him down in your engine room, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You
Yeah.
learn something about the boat I've been on for a year, and like, how did you know that? You know.
But like you said, that's saying it best. Like that, and that's a life lesson, not just a boat lesson. Like just be humble and ask somebody, and you'll be amazed. You know, if you're not asking them to do something, you're asking them to show you something. It's amazing how much you'll get back from
Oh
that.
yeah,
Like,
absolutely. It's definitely a big learning curve with all of this. You know, so the guys that have been doing it for so long, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Totally.
Something bad's going to happen, something's going to break, and the only way you're going to learn it is just it happening,
And
and learning from it.
And a guy like Rambo or so many other guys, they're like, if you do it long enough, everything breaks at some point. So those guys have all had that pump, that air conditioner, that whatever issue, have all had it go wrong, both at the dock and at sea, and MacGyver back together and fix it the right way and fix it the wrong way, and all those things. Like you're in it enough, you've dealt with every problem.
Yeah, exactly.
So what kind of fishing really excites Max? What are you really into these days? When you want to go fishing, not on the Pacific Voyager?
I'm definitely a big trout guy. You know, in the winter, if I got time off, I'm going to go trout fishing. You know, like the local trout fishing, it's definitely changed the last few years. There's way more people fishing. The hatcheries aren't as good. It's not quite as fun for me. I've still gone 3 times this week. But you know,
trout fishing.
Yeah, all just the local regional parks and stuff.
You fly rod guy, or you spin?
That's all spin fish for local fishing. But you know, my favorite place to go fishing is Pyramid Lake in Nevada, and that's all fly fishing there for the big cutthroat trout. That's by far my favorite place to go. And anytime I have a few days off, I'd make an effort to try and go there.
You ever go up in Sierras?
No. Everyone tells me I need to go, but it seems like
need to go.
Seems like one of those things. It's the same thing, more people going every year, and it's just so far. At that point, I'm already halfway to Pyramid, so I might as well just
keep driving.
Go an extra 4 hours. Yeah, exactly.
Pyramid's a different animal, though.
Oh yeah,
But
no.
obviously, like big fish.
Yeah.
What's your largest fish up at Pyramid?
16-1.
Whoa, that's a big
waiting
one.
for my 20. That's the one I got to
the
hit
Holy
now.
Grail.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. When we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including finding out who's got themselves a brand new pair of Costa glasses. More Let's Talk Hookup with Max from the Pacific Voyager, and we return with the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan. Everyone has their go-to fishing spot. My spot is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. Rock Cod Rick here to say if you're looking for the ultimate Alaska experience and the best value in Alaska, it's Kingfisher Charters. Owner Seth Bone and his crew consistently deliver deluxe accommodations, the finest food, world-class fish processing, and top-of-the-line fishing experience. We've literally sent hundreds of our listeners to Kingfisher, and they all can't wait to go back. Most Alaska resorts make big promises, and they don't deliver, or they'll nickel and dime you to drive up the cost, but not Kingfisher. Everything is included. Your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, your gear. Literally all you need to bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. They also have the finest boats and charter captains in Sitka, all for the ultimate value. Take it from me, book your trip to Kingfisher Charters and you'll thank me. Kingfisher Charters, 800-727-6136, or check kingfishercharters.com.
Do you know why 1 million customers visited Summit Gasoline last year at the San Diego Sports Arena? Because they give you the lowest price on fuel, great service, and easy access, even for trucks and trailers at their 24 pumps. Summit is known for the best price on ice, too. Almost half the cost of any other vendor. 25 pounds for just $3.99. Martha and her crew love fishermen, and they'll prove it by giving you 100 pounds free with a 35-gallon fill-up. Summit offers over 40 snacks and drinks to choose from for only 89 cents, and even a line of hand creams and lip balms for 89 cents too. Summit now proudly offers locally made burritos and sandwiches, made fresh daily and ready to go wherever the current takes you. Summit just upgraded their car wash, and for a limited time, get a deluxe car wash for only $6. Grab the wife's car, grab a cheap sandwich, and make up for the day on the water. Summit Gasoline, lowest prices, friendliest staff, easy access, and free ice. What more can you ask for?
Enter into fall with powerful deals on new Yamaha outboards during Yamaha's Fall into Savings sales event. From now until December 8th, 2025,
Purchase a new eligible Yamaha 30 to 450 horsepower outboard and get up to 7 years of coverage protection plus up to $500 in dealer credit for 150 to 450 horsepower outboards. Looking for lower horsepower? Yamaha's got you covered. Purchase a new eligible Yamaha 2.5 to 25 horsepower outboard and receive up to $700 in dealer credit. Visit your local Yamaha dealer today. Yamaha, reliability starts here. Offer ends December 8th, 2025. Subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models exclude 24 or 36-month Yamaha extended service contract added to factory limited warranty. Choice offer to Florida residents is a 24 or 36-month Yamaha limited warranty. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer. Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. FishDope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Catine, 365 days a year. FishDope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have FishDope.com, you're not part of the in-the-know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Okay, it's time. Mac's going to do us the honor, flipping the prize coin, see if we have a caller or a texter winning the show. And today we have a texter. Congratulations, Dawn in San Bernardino. You've got yourselves a brand new pair of Costa sunglasses, those Tuna Alley Pros. Such a nice pair of shades.
And a Bill Varney 2026 calendar,
Thank you.
too.
Yeah, sorry,
Got
Bill.
that styling, too. Max, great having you.
That
We
was
sure
awesome.
appreciate you coming in and your time and doing such a great job with the Pacific Voyager out of Seaforth. How does somebody get a hold of you?
You guys can either contact us on Instagram, Pacific Voyager Sport Fishing, or you guys are welcome to text or call me anytime, 949-241-6106.
Wow, fantastic. All right, appreciate that very much.
Absolutely.
And appreciate you. And good luck in the winter season and your boat work and then getting back to it in the spring.
I appreciate it.
All right, look forward to having you back here on Let's Talk Hookup too. Hey, thanks to Jeff in the fan studio, and thanks to Adam for all he does on the Let's Talk Hookup app. We will be back next Saturday and Sunday. Next Saturday, Tom Green, Carl Sabonis, and Adrian, the fish spotters themselves, will be here. That's going to be a special show. And then Sunday's a special show, too, with Captain Frank Lopresti. He's going to be great, talking all kinds of good fishing. Thanks for listening today. We'll see you next week right back here, Facebook, YouTube Live, the Let's Talk Hookup app, and 97.3 The Fan.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Xander Bogarts. The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And the Padres in